Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So, new Volcanic support. Let's try it out. First of all, the deck list. It looks ugly. It looks really ugly, but it actually makes sense. Hear me out. So, first of all, I went over 40 cards. So, Volcanic featuring Spright. It actually makes super much, or at least a lot of sense. You'll see it in a couple of moments. I went over 40 cards simply because, like, the Volcanic engine, Volcanic cards, or Volcanic is playing, cards that you don't really want to open, like the new, continuous trap, the Blaze Accelerator, the OG one, the old school one, the Big Boss Emperor. You just want to send those cards from your deck to the graveyard. So that kind of makes it so that you could definitely run more than 40 cards because of the multiple engines, and you're thinning your deck by a lot. Shells, scatter shots, the Spright engine, and this brings me to Spright and the reason why it's there. Obviously because it's a superb engine, extenders, but most importantly is because of the right card here on field, and that's Mannequin Cat. Mannequin Cat. It's basically the bread and butter of this deck. I was running like pure Volcanic first. And, it's a super slow deck. Volcanics, like years ago, they got like a new trap. The trap Blaze Accelerator, right? Discard one, reload. And it changed the deck by a lot. But now, the stun variant of the deck, or the slowish, controlish build of the deck is... it's far too weak. It still suffers from, and this deck as well, from like a big weakness, is that with the current support, but I think we can expect one more card still for Volcanic, is that they are lacking a Pot of Avarice-alike effect. The deck, other than the new continuous trap, but it only reshuffles 2, and that's during your opponent's end phase, so that's not that fantastic. So hopefully that one unknown, I believe it's one card, hopefully that one unknown card gives the deck that Pot of Avarice-alike effect. Shuffling back your scatter shot, your shells. That's the most important card the deck I feel is still missing. Maybe a field spell. I'm not sure, I'm not going to change that. Imagine a field spell. So anyway, so here is why I guess again the Spright engine is there. Gigantic Spright searching those level 2s. You have the Angler engine is there simply because Beaver is a superb normal summon. Your opponent won't, I guess, never negate Beaver, expecting you're playing Spright, full Spright. So Beaver into Sprint, into, another Angler plus Angler, like with one of the Volcanics, the level 3 one, forgot its name. It gives your opponent like a Volcanic token by discarding a card. So discard Anglers, and like that's it just works so well. And like here, Gigantic Spright, I was actually hoping that Gigantic Spright would just be negated, right? Because of this. It makes Mannequin Cat live again, and the beautiful part is that Mannequin Cat copies like Fire, for example, or Spright or whatever, but mainly Fire, and I think every deck is main decking one Fire monster being Ash Blossom. So, just reborn your opponent's Ash Blossom, and then that basically turns on your entire Volcanic engine, especially because of, Gigantic was negated, so I can still pump out, level 3, 4 monsters, because I'm not locked, right? Because its effect didn't resolve. And again, getting off a Mannequin Cat is, with this deck, is kind of easy, simply because there are 2 cards with the new Volcanic cards that give your opponent like that fire token, Volcanic token, which makes Mannequin Cat an instant full combo for Volcanic. Well, full combo almost, right? Because it searches the new level 3, the new level 3 searches the new Blaze Accelerator that, gives you an extra special summon. You know what I mean. It gets your boss in the grave, Emperor, etc. So Mannequin Cat, it's just the bread and butter of the deck, and honestly, I can see this card, or I could see this card getting banned in the future. Not because of this, but I mean the interactions it has, as we've seen past formats, right, featuring Mannequin Cat. A couple of things here for the deck is Rocket is not once per turn, so again, you can use it multiple times. The new Blaze Accelerator spell is also not once per... Well, it's once per turn, but once per copy, so you could, like, it's somewhere here in the replays, like, send... I think it's a Rimfire, the new level 1, banish itself, banish a phase of Blaze Accelerator on your side of the field, and then just activate another new Blaze Accelerator, and then, use its effects again. So special summon something from hand and Foolish Burial something, or pop something and then Foolish Burial something. Long Yuan is a fire, so again more Mannequin Cat abusement. Or abuse. Mannequin Cat is so broken. And that's again why the Spright engine is there. So, like, for now the deck is running 4 to 6 cards. I'm looking to drop it down a little bit. The deck is also not running a full Spright engine, because this is not Spright. I think just very similar. I think this is the same engine as Dinkaburi, as he was running the Fur Hire deck in, at least at YCS London a couple of weeks ago. I think it's the same amount of Spright cards. Triple blue, you know, 1 jet, 1 red, 1 carrot, and then 1 starter. Starter, I guess, it's okay, but it blocks your entire combo. And, you know, this is still a Volcanic deck, and using starter, it doesn't really accomplish that much. So that's why, you know, only 1 starter. Going second, and like pure Volcanic, the deck definitely struggles against, you know, these kind of boards. But not this, because again you have multiple follow-up ways. Accelerator tried to pop the Masquerina, sending Rimfire, you know, this gets Emperor on field, and now using the Blaze Accelerator, special summoning Rocket, try to force, you know, some negations, and, you know, Imperm on Emperor, so no continuous trap search. But this opens up, the Nightmare play, you know what that means? Nightmare forces out or destroys the last back row, which we knew was that Book of Eclipse. And that's why Angler is there, you know, for the Nightmare package, for the new level 3 Volcanic rights, discard, and then, you know, use Angler. And here she is again. Yep, because of this. Fire, right? Yeah, fire attribute. And again, this turns out, at least turns on your entire combo, even though Volcanic Rocket was negated earlier, right? Yeah, because of red, right? I think so, yeah, red. I can still use this effect, right? Again, not once per turn. I get nipped though. I did have an out, couple of outs, right, for Avramex. So the nip was definitely needed. And here, yeah, it's just act accordingly, get the shell running, you know, the shell engine running, still have the, you know, the Spright starter for potential blue or, you know, either red or carrot, depending on which top deck my opponent had. But, you know, still have the Blaze Accelerator spell, still have, you know, the reload, you know, getting those draws and potential pops during your opponent's turn by sending, well, from the graveyard, right? Banish it from the graveyard, you know how it works. So going first again, and again, like always, the hand trap is forced out. Let's see if my opponent has another hand trap, and I think Ash is going to get activated on Angler. Then, you know, that kind of makes sense. I guess you... okay, no, because of red. Okay, it makes sense. And you know what that means? Everyone is making like here in this format, right? But I mean, from all the hand traps, I guess Edge is the most popular one. And that's the thing. The beautiful part here is because of Mannequin Cat, you're not relying on your opponent having Ash Blossom, because again, there is that Foolish Burial, the new Foolish, forgot its name, but that also gives your opponent that counter, right? So again, that's fantastic, plus level 3, so you're actually making 6 cards that could give your opponent that, you know, fire attribute during the opening turn. So very similar to Plunder Control, right? So again, very similar to how... I mean, regular sprites, right? But other than that, like this, I was running Heat Soul, as you saw, but like this setup is much better. Just keep Sunlight Wolf on field, Masquerina. This gives you the opportunity to now use Inferno, negate Beaver, and then still, you know, go for a Unicorn. Plus this trigger, Sunlight Wolf, getting that carrot. Oh man, this is so nice. Using the continuous trap, send back a shell, so I can search it again. Mannequin Cat is still there, and I think there should be a... Yep, Ash Blossom. I mean, didn't really matter, right? Reborn anything, because again, that token was still there, so I can, you know, just target the token, and then, you know, get that full Volcanic engine online again. So Mannequin Cat, guys, it's something that... It's something to explore further upon, especially for this deck. It gives the deck more options other than, you know, stun dot deck. As a normal summon, it gets negated and I just have to pass, right? At least that's how it went for me, you know, playing like pure Volcanics. And then you're kind of, you know, still super vulnerable to the fact that on this moment, with the current support, the deck does not have any form of, you know, Pot of Avarice-alike card, other than the slow trap. So here, I guess opening Scattershot is not the best. You know, it's not the card you really want to open with. But here in this case, it's a level 2 one. A level 2 monster you needed to extend your Spright engine or potentially turn on your Spright engine. So again, guys, it just goes super well together. Turns on Mannequin Cat here due to the Volcanic level 3. And again, like this hand went from, you know, kind of okay-ish to this. A couple of negations. Spright starter, I guess, or was it? No, it was used, but the 2 sets I believe are the 2 Volcanic traps. Or is it an Imperm? No, I think it's an Imperm. Yeah, Inferno and Imperm. I think so. Runic Tip is definitely going to get negated. I don't want to battle it out, you know, against the field spell. Yugioh is getting negated by the Continuous Trap. You have Banish a Volcanic one, Scatter Shot, which, you know, if the trap is going to survive, I can just send it back to the deck to, you know, get those 3 copies in deck. This is fine. There is no battle phase, so I don't need to fear Zeus. And I think the Onibimaru is going to hit the field. Smashers, I guess. Like here, in all honesty, you just, you know, use Onibimaru and then, you know, potentially use Smashers, but the game is lost either way. So recycle some cards, draw a shell, that's fine, you know, use reload, discard shell, this turns on the shell engine. And, you know, Carrot is still there, making sure that I can, you know, shut down the potential smashers. So go full combo again. I guess forcing out the smashers here because I used Blaze Accelerator. The spell on field, popping a monster from my opponent, sending Rimfire to the... Here, I sent Rocket. That was not the correct play. I guess I should have activated another Accelerator. You know, use its effect multiple times because, again, it's limited to once per copy. So, you know, it gets those off of the deck as well, or at least out of the deck as well. So, like as a whole, the new support is it's good. It's definitely solid, but I'm waiting, at least I'm anxiously waiting on that last card. I think it's 1 card, hopefully a field spell, or something that has a Pot of Avarice-like effect. But I'm looking at the field spell. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a card or like if you enjoyed the video. Leave them signing out. Peace.